Hi everybody, welcome to Reality Buzz TV. So you guys, let's talk about the last episode of Ingane's Temple, but we are going to specifically talk about the contradiction that we saw, or maybe that I saw, because maybe you guys are going to feel different on this episode of Umnago. It's a contradiction, MaCele, guys. Sometimes MaCele is a walking contradiction, okay? Listen, if you're joining me for the first time on this channel and you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please press the subscribe button. There's also a membership on this channel if you want to be a VIP and get access to videos earlier than the rest of the family. You can press the join button. It will tell you what to do. Liking and sharing a video is very important, you guys, because it tells YouTube positive things about the video. So make sure that you do all of that. Now, on this episode, you guys, MaCele is at war with two of his wives. And the reason that I feel like he's at war with them because he cannot believe, he cannot believe that they are not supporting his nonsense the way that he wants his nonsense to be supported. And I think that when you show that, you're not supporting certain things, or you're not just going with the flow when it comes to what he wants to do with Lesi Tembo and the show, then he comes after you as a wife. Okay, we've been seeing it for years with Umangwabe, but now we are starting to see that with MaCele. So they have a sit down with MaCele because for some reason he wanted an explanation yet again about why MaCele didn't go to a trip when MaCele explained herself and had said before that she does not like to go on these trips because people know the rules. They know what her role is that kufanele alale nobaba MaCele if they go on a trip, because that has always been her condition. But then when they go on a trip, there's always going to be a wife, ozobuza umbuzo ukuthi uzolalaphi, and then it becomes an issue. So she said that she does not like to go on family trips and she won't go on any more family trips. But he wanted an answer again, you guys. And this time, MaCele was over it. MaCele was like over. I think MaCele is over the show. I said in my other video, was over it. She was like, I'm not explaining myself again. So now, MaCele says, the thing about MaCele is that uyeni indlovukazi, but if she doesn't act as such, then she will be indlovukazi nje, by name, and MaCele was insisting it's not like into my positions is important. And I feel like that, you guys. I feel like in marriage ungaba indlovukazi, ungaba umamkhulu, but the question is, are you happy being indlovukazi, being umamkhulu? Are you being treated with respect? Are you being taken care of? Do your feelings and thoughts matter in this marriage? So the fact that you have a title yokuba umamkhulu, yokuba undlunkulu, yokuba undlovukazi, does it really matter if all of these other things are not present in your union? Okay, so I also feel like people are saying umamkhulu, but mamkhulu is not happy. So she was saying she doesn't care about the titles. But you know what was interesting is that MaCele ends up saying, in this family, everybody has served MaCele. Nobody gets served more than MaCele. To prove that that is true, he says MaCele is the only wife that does not work, but she is being taken care of. But he doesn't put it that way. You know how he puts it? He says MaCele has been served by this family more than anybody else. She is the wife that does not work, but there's nothing that MaCele needs that she does not get. And that statement reminded me of something that MaCele had said in the past when he was sitting with uMakhumalo. He said to uMakhumalo, stop serving people that do not like you. Now he's talking about who? MaCele being served. So if you really think about it, when they were sitting down in that diary session last season, they were talking about MaCele. So MaCele was actually saying to uMakhumalo, stop serving MaCele. And serving MaCele apparently means taking care of her financially because she is the wife that doesn't work. Okay? So now that the people are taking care of you, you just have to accept whatever because you are grateful that they are taking care of you. I feel like that's what MaCele actually meant, because if you connect it to the way that he said it last season when he was sitting with Khumalo, it's not a coincidence that he is using the very same words that he used when he was sitting with Khumalo back then. Now here's the thing. MaCele, when this show started on DSTV 6 or 7 years ago, he sat there and said, Uma uzogana kaMaCele, you don't need to bring anything. It's there, you guys. Showmax has the show for us. He said, if you are coming to marry to the MaCele family, you don't need to bring anything. All you bring is your suitcase. Because when you come to the MaCele family, when you get there, the house is ready, the furniture is ready. He will take care of you. So he gave an impression at the time that the wives that were working, they were working because it was their choice. They were choosing to work, but they did not need to because so it is a shock now that it's an issue when a wife works. You know? I think at some point he even said that he would prefer for his wives not to work, but nowadays you can't really tell women what to do because they are now independent. But he had given an indication that he prefers for his wives not to work because it's not like he can't afford his wives. But now it's a problem when one of the wives doesn't work. And if she doesn't work and she's taken care of, now they have to do certain things to say thanks, because how dare you don't go on a trip when we take care of you? You're not even going to pay for this trip. Sometimes he contradicts himself a little bit too much. Okay, then let's get into the Mpumelelo story. Mpumelelo says he's going to take a virgin as his first wife, but he mentions something about that girl being from the MaCele family. MaCele has always said that he is a traditional man. And sometimes, and a lot of the times when he's defending his nonsense, he will say that, amasiko ethu akaZulu. Emandulo vele umuntu wesifazane ubenza kanje. He always presents himself as this traditional man. I don't know a lot about tradition, but I know a little bit. And I do know that ekhaya kunomama oganile from a certain surname, you become related. Everybody in this family, that's why you are making a relative when you are marrying somebody. Everybody in this family becomes related to that surname just because of umshado. Yes, ngokwesingisi, they are not related. Everybody else is not related to the MaCele surname biologically, because the DNA, if you had to test Mpumelelo and MaCele, the DNA wouldn't match because biologically they are not related. But the into isingisileyo asingene kwi-culture. One of your mothers is from a certain surname, everybody like her is now related to that surname. Umuganwa lapho usugana uyoganwa komalume wakho because uMpumelelo kaCele ikomalume wakhe. But because it suits MaCele in this situation, he's forgetting about that. He's forgetting about lolo siko lolo, sisebenzisa amasiko, but only when it suits us, It was like the way that they talked about it, they just brushed through it. Oh, this girl, but it doesn't matter because I'm not related to MaCele. So when it suits him, people are saying, but MaCele is a traditional man. When it suits him, you guys, he only uses tradition when it suits him, and it suits. That's why I always say, I would prefer, not that it matters what I prefer, for him to just say, listen, this is how I want to live my life. These are the rules that work for me, rather than use the culture and Zulu cultures and culture and customs and say, so I do this. According to culture, this is what you're supposed to do. Because a lot of the things he doesn't do, or he does them only if it suits him. If it doesn't suit him, he doesn't do it. So how are you allowing Mpumelelo to take into MaCele? His cousin, basically. How are you allowing it? If we daughter, a traditional man. So it seems like MaCele will use tradition when it suits him, but when it doesn't, then he ignores it. Conveniently so, conveniently so, he will ignore it. Okay. And kuningi okwama contradiction that we see now in this season. Okay. And somebody said, because you know what, I almost bought into MaCele of Istembu, and I think when the show began long time ago, like first season, I remember at some point even thinking this time can never be my thing, but I can see how it can work for other people. But it kind of feels like it feels like the more they do it, had they just done maybe 4 seasons and ended it there's so many things that we wouldn't have known about, and we wouldn't the things that wouldn't be revealed. But now it's just getting revealed, okay, because he contradicts himself. Last season, you guys, MaCele sat down and said, I'm done with the number 5 story. I've run out of time because Mamkulu had given me this amount of time to get number 5. Also, I don't want to destroy my family. If I take number 5, it looks like there are people here that would not be happy. Other people even are threatening that they will leave. So I'm done with the stories got number 5. That's it. I'm moving on with my family. That's what he said. Then he comes back this season. I'm not sure if he's running out of storylines, but he comes back to say he's taking now number 5. I'm like, when a folks who had told us you've run out of time, you are respecting Mamkulu because that's what Mamkulu had said to you, and also it's very important for you, for everybody, for Istembu Sako to work. Everybody must be here, so it's important that nobody leaves. Okay, now this season it doesn't matter if they leave. That's why I said last night, you guys, that I wasn't happy with that episode because I was like, what the hell is happening now? Because I'm not understanding the direction that the show is taking. Now, you guys, with the number 5 story, I know a lot of people are believing that story, and I understand why. Because not only did he go Ayokulka, MSAM, and tell the underground gang that he's bringing the number 5, but we also saw a woman, even though we were not shown her face, who is supposed to be number 5. So I understand why people are believing that story, but I don't believe it, you guys. I don't believe it. I feel like mhlambe I will believe it Shada, that wife. Part of it is because he has said that he starts by building the wife a house and whatever, and then marries the wife and then brings her Mzumbe. That we haven't seen that process yet. But part of it's just the mere fact that they're hiding her face, for me just says Uguti cloud chasing situation. Maybe they want to leave us this season thinking there is a number 5, and then they want to come back next season and reveal that it was not really about number 5. There's just something I'm not getting. And also, who goes Msamo and reports kubantu abaphansi ukuthi they are bringing a girlfriend? Who does that? It's not like MaCele is going out to pay lobola akphumi inkomo kaMaCele. There wasn't anything that was being done. It was just like, can I just go Msamo and report ukuthi ngiqonyiwe nje Msamo? So there's a lot of that for me is off about the Msamo situation, but I do get why people are saying no, number 5 years angempela because he did Msamo. I still don't buy it, you guys. I'm waiting for more, but I don't buy it. I feel like MaCele knows every time he brings a number 5 storyline, we talk about the show more. So he's trying to just string us along, and see how we can, ending at number 5, but I don't believe that it is. But we will see, you guys, next week what happens with this show. Anyway, that's all that I wanted to talk about on this video, you guys. Listen, but the thing is, I'm because MaCele uyamsaba uMaCele. So ngamtshela emehlweni ukuthi wena as we are taking care of you and you are not working. He says it in a direct session. Then next season, MaCele is going to see this, and then they were going to address it next season. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Do you think MaCele is going to be happy with the fact that they are saying she is umthwalo? But nje umthwalo. Ooh, guys. Hey, but in a honest engine, guys. mina ngingaba selfish wife mangase ngibe sesithenjini. Now I'm not taking care of my wife, of the other wife. Mina ngabuza iyaphi imali yami? Iyokhokhela ikhadi lakabani? Ikhadi likagesi lakabani? I'm sorry. Yeah, she must go work. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before you're gonna share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngenithanda kakhulu.